There we go. Sorry about that.
When you said search function, I thought you meant because usually, like when I use op.gg, I like to watch other people's games. Like with the search function, I thought you meant
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because usually I do videos about like other like really niche champions, like just stuff that I wouldn't usually play.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you meant like you could look at other people's replays with Baron replay. Yeah, that's mostly like what I'm looking for, as opposed to for like because ob.gg records like a bunch of other people's games, and you can still spectate those. So that's yeah.
That makes sense, right? But mostly Koreans work for me in op.gg. From my experience, like in Europe, the replay is not really saved all the time. It's very rare.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just because like ob.gg is a Korean website, so it's more consistent there, I think.
Yeah, like the players or the fans actually go in and record every single game there. When Europe, people don't really give a fuck. Like you have to hit record, right, on op.gg for it to work.
Yeah, but I think they have I know they have apps in Korea or like websites that basically just do it automatically for you, but those ones are like really inconsistent in like the other servers, unfortunately.
Interesting. I've never really paid attention to it. I don't really use op.gg aside from looking up people individually, you know.
So I sent you a thing on your email.
Yeah, I see it. I opened it already. It's pretty good. Wait, I'm just gonna screen share on Skype. If I can find my Skype. There you go. We can just mute on Skype. Alright, there we go. So, we're looking over this game. You're playing as the Cho'Gath, right? Do you know how this matchup works in the new patch?
Wickd?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you now.
Wait, you cannot hear me? You can't hear me in Discord? Yeah,
Oh, no, oh, wait, no, okay, I'm good now. Yeah, I can hear you again.
Can you still hear me? Wait, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
That's sweet. You know how this matchup works, right?
I do not. I just my plan because I figured that Cho'Gath was gonna he's just gonna sustain up. So I figured I'm just gonna try and cheese him level 1, get an advantage or something. So my thinking here was just like go on him level 1 because Jax is stronger, and then just try to I fucked up there taking like a lot of harass there, and then I'm just trying to push him out with my E.
Yeah.
And then,
if you look at how this entire thing goes down, I would say you shouldn't really go on him because you don't need to kill him here, right? You have a good scaling, he got decent scaling, everything's nice. What you want to do is you want to keep the wave pushing a bit towards you so you can actually gank him. Because most likely you're not going to kill him alone in the early levels because he got really good sustain, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look at all the damage that comes down now, he's basically just healing it back up in no time. So you took a lot of damage where he didn't really take anything at all, pretty much. Another thing is you're starting with corrupting potion, which means any damage you do to him is weaker because he got a lot more regen than you, right? So basically he's gonna heal it back up really, really fast. And you're pushing him in as well by going on him all the time, which means it's gonna be very easy to gank you, but ganking him is gonna be very hard.
I just figured since he's super low now, Sedge could just just flash in on him and then we could pop him with because I'm doing a decent amount to him, so I figured eventually I could just go in on him because he's kind of getting scared from the wave.
Yeah. I think it's not that good because you used all your potions, he used his potions, but you're basically even to him at this point in health almost, right? And he still got more regen than you in sustain. And also, you're in a bad position because you're closer to his tower.
Okay.
Basically, in this position, it's much easier to gank you. If forward comes, you're very likely to die. Killing him is almost impossible because he's just gonna flash this short distance to his tower. So it would be much better to make him slow push to you. Alright, you keep junking him. It's fine. Since you're pushing, it's good that you're slow pushing here. On this wave, you need to hard push it in as fast as possible because else you're gonna be in a weird position.
Okay. I didn't want to like hard push it like too fast. Like I was figuring like since it's like 3 minutes, like Warwick should be like around here sometime. Like I didn't really like want to hard push too much because he was just gonna get like a bunch of HP back from the turret, and I wanted like Sedge to be kind of kind of around. Yeah.
I think this gank could have worked. This is mainly on Sisrani, but in the first place, Cho'Gath is in a bad place, right? Like first of all, Cho'Gath is playing this wrong. He should be as far up in the lane as possible, basically up here. Then he can never die. And you going on him here is also very dangerous. Then you go on him, because if Warwick is there, you're basically jumping all the way to him instead of just walking up to him. And now you won't be able to follow up in the gank either because you used all your abilities pretty much. So I think that's bad. One thing I see a lot of lower elo players do wrong is they mainly use their abilities to chase people instead of letting the people come to them, right? Like, for example, let's say you're playing Renekton. People often E towards the enemy instead of just waiting till the enemy goes for CS and then just destroy him instead, right?
Yeah.
Because every time you go towards the enemy, you lose your escape ability. You're very easy to gank. And you're in his creeps while he's not in your creeps anymore. That's why I don't like those kind of plays at all.
Okay.
Alright, so there's a gank, Warwick's coming up. This is basically a bad position for you because he's so close to his tower and everything. You guys might still win this. Okay, it goes fine, it's no problem. But the Enter, I think, puts you in a really bad position. You're going to be losing creeps here too if you place it right. But he's not really going to be losing much. If you look here, he's making a crucial mistake by not basing instantly. Because you're going to have an item advantage. He's really low. You can just zone him from the creeps right now. But what you should do is TP and make him push to you. You don't want to push to him right here.
Right.
So basically, if you can, one really good thing to do is you literally just walk towards the creep, let him hit you without hitting him back. Your creep starts hitting him, you take a tiny bit of damage, that's fine. And then he'll always push to you, right?
Shouldn't I just like TP back and not hit him and just let him push? Like just let him push like up a little bit, just so, because like if I'm hitting him, the minions will attack me and then like the freeze will like kind of fuck up.
No, what I mean is if he's not pushing yet, you walk up and let him hit you once, right? And then you walk backwards. So he'll be pushing. You don't want to be hitting him.
Okay.
So this is really, really good. Everything is good. You don't have vision on the Warwick. In general, I think the ward you placed over here earlier.
No, we did have vision on the Warwick because he walked over something.
Yeah, you're right. I think in general, this ward you placed here should be placed over here. If you don't have vision down here, you have this ward now, so that's good. You guys are most likely gonna win this counter gank. Like they can't really kill you. It should be impossible. I think you pop stun very early. I think this is bad, right? Because they can't kill you. It's better for you to wait with your stun till you guys can kill them because you know you're strong on them, right? You want to save your CC for the position where you can kill them.
Okay.
Because right now, they do have a higher chance of surviving, right? Imagine if you stun right here. Then they can't do anything. If you still had your stun up. They actually managed to escape, right? Only because you used your stun so early instead of just letting them damage you down and baiting them in.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Because my thinking was just like I wanted the damage reduction from the E as soon as possible rather than trying to save it. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but basically you only want to use the damage reduction as much as possible if you don't already win 100%, right? If you already win the fight no matter what, you don't really care about damage reduction, you only care about killing your opponents. As you guys are fighting the walk, this is fine. This is in a really bad spot, but I think she's okay. That's good. I think here you're doing one thing wrong. You're fighting him too much. You should instantly try to back to get all the CS. You don't really gain from hitting him, right?
Right.
Like you basically
I just wanted to make sure that Sedge was not going to get like hit with a like a W or anything.
I think it's okay. I think the second Sidru jumps over the wall, you just back off. But overall, this is okay. You follow the jungler. It's all good. What do you want to do at this point in time?
I just want to farm up, get some because against Cho'Gath, he's like really sustainy. So I'm thinking like because usually I just buy like Titanic into Trinity Force. I'm thinking like maybe I'll get like Gunblade or something. Because looking at our team comp, we don't really have ability power. So I picked, and I also don't really play AP top laner. So I figured I'd just like pick Jax and then like buy like Gunblade or something, just so I can actually do AP damage. So I'm thinking like I want to buy like some sustaining item like Bilgewater first, just so like I can stay in the lane and like actually chunk Joe.
Yeah.
So
I think that's fine because then you can also catch him, right, with ganks and so on. I think what is your plan according to the laning phase? Like how you wanted to manipulate the waves?
I just want to like keep farming up until like I have more damage, just until I hit like 6, because I don't really do like enough damage to kill him before I get my ult passive. So I'm just like thinking I'm just gonna keep like trying to farm this out. And he also like his poke isn't really strong enough to actually like take me out of lane. So I'm just gonna keep like you know, farming until.
All right.
And plus I'm like a little bit stronger than him, so I can like kind of zone him off.
Do you want to push him here, or do you want to freeze?
Oh, I want to like my thinking is I wanted to shove in this wave because like he can like his W and his Q just like instantly like push out minion waves, and then he can like kind of shove me to turret if he wants to. So like my thinking is just like, oh, I just want to like get like kill enough minions, get level 6, go back because I think I'm like kind of close to Bilgewater here. I'm not really 100% sure. I know I'm close to Vamp Scepter here. So, how much did I have? 400?
Well, right now you have 500, but it was a bit late in the game.
Yeah, but it was just like I wanted to hit level 6 and then try to actually get to level 6 as soon as possible so I can actually like go on him. Because right now I don't really do damage.
I think right here you make a pretty big mistake. Most people won't notice this mistake, but you're hitting all these minions, pushing him out, which, like, you want to push, so that's fine to push. But you don't need to push this fast, right? Because by pushing these minions fast, you end up having the wave up here instead of having the wave down here, right?
Okay.
Where you're doing the exact same job, right? I'll show you what happens. But you're auto-attacking these minions, basically, where you should only be lasting them as slow as possibly. Because that way you'll have a much better lane position, right? If you can, you always want to have as many minions as possible if you're pushing him. And you want to be as close to your tower as possible until you shove it into his tower, right?
Okay.
Right now you're not shoving it into his tower, so you end up standing up here instead of down here. If a jungler comes to gank and you're down here, it's impossible to kill you. And it's really easy to kill him, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So basically just a bit slower on the push there, and you'll be in a much better position. At this point, I think you have two choices as well. You need to choose, are you going to slow push this wave and wait for the next wave and shove it in, or are you going to shove this wave in, right? Basically,
shouldn't I shove this wave in? Because like this, if I slow push this wave, wouldn't it end up like around like behind Cho'Gath, like even further down the lane, and then like isn't that like really unsafe?
Like as I said, I think you could slow push this wave, but you can also fast push it. Both is fine.
Oh, okay.
The only thing you cannot do is in between, right? Like right now you're kind of like slow pushing, but you're not really hard pushing either. You're like doing something in between, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then we can find out where the minions end up, but they end up in a bad position. I can already see from this, right? Like as you can see here, if you had slow pushed it, you'd still have been around here. Now you're gonna be all the way up here. Or if you had hard pushed it, you would have shoved it into the tower. Where you have to use W, you have to use abilities to push, right? Except for E. Like just W and stuff.
So you're saying I should have just hard pushed it then, or like just because like I don't think because like my general feeling was like if I wanted to like hard push, but I don't feel like I had enough like damage to actually shove the minion wave in. Because I feel like the minion wave would have gotten stuck before it hit the tower, and then I would have been like just kind of fucked there and lost a wave. So like that was kind of why I didn't like want to like too hard push it. I just wanted to, yeah, because like in order to actually like hard push this in before the next wave comes in, I would have had to use my E. I would have had to use like a bunch. I probably, yeah. I don't think I would have actually had enough damage to actually hard push this in, just because it's a cannon wave, and it would have taken a little too long to actually like get this into the turret. Plus it's, yeah. Because if I shove, like, he'll kind of use his abilities to push back a little bit, and then the minions will, you know, they'll kind of push back, and then they'll kind of, like, get stuck before they hit the tower.
I think you could have gotten in, but I also think a slow push. The only problem was you auto attack the cannon minion an extra time, right? Randomly, if that makes sense. So you killed it faster, which you didn't need to, right? Like the slow push is completely fine. You just have to decide on either one and do it completely, you know. So no extra auto attacks if you're slow pushing, and then it's fine. And then this one you want to hard push, which is fine. You're fighting him, it's all good. You're hard pushing in. I think then you're pushing like this, and he's actually fighting you. I think you should use your abilities, like just use your E and start hitting him instead of the creeps. Basically, if he goes into melee range, you generally always want to be hitting him instead of the creep.
Okay. Wait, I should be hitting him instead of the creeps?
Yeah, I think you should be hitting him to back him off, and even using your abilities and stuff. Like, you basically didn't use any abilities, and you just took a lot of damage, which you didn't need to, right?
Well, my thinking was, like, I was just gonna go back to base anyway, so...
Yeah, but you can still chunk him, right? You can still chunk him, make him use mana, and make him back off, and be healthy as well.
Okay.
It's not gonna change much, but it's just slightly better. Wait,
so I bought Scepter just because, like, I wanted to keep up with the sustain with him, just because, like, he's Cho'Gath and he just heals all the trades and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a very good buy. Also, I can see you didn't have money for Pink Ward, which is also fine. One thing I noticed with a lot of players in this elo is they don't buy Pink Wards, right? But you didn't have money for it, so this is perfect. You basically did what you had to do. Freezing, which is also really good. What is your plan right now? Like,
I'm just gonna go on him. Like, as soon as I get 3 hits on my passive, I'm just gonna go on him because I'm Jax and I can just bully him at this point.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Basically, what I would say you should try and do is chunk him as much as possible all the time, and then you should try and keep the lane frozen to you because he doesn't have TP. He's gonna lose a lot if the lane is frozen and he's low. I'd start bullying him. This is good. This is fine. I'm not the biggest fan of this all-in. It almost works. But I think you make some mistakes in the all-in bit. That's what's again. First of all, you don't know where the jungler is. I think it's very dangerous to do the all-in. You can just spin out the creeps. You're already winning here, right? If you kill him...
I just figured that if the jungler was actually here, he would play like a little bit more up rather than playing like, you know, like the way that he was playing. Like he was playing like really scared because he knows he has an item disadvantage because I just went back to base. So I figured if the jungler was here, he would just play like up a little bit more rather than like kind of playing back scared all the time. I also fucked up because I accidentally I do not mean to take Ghost on Jax. Like Ghost on Jax is not really that good. I did meant to take Flash. I don't want Ghost on Jax.
Yeah, I agree. Flash is better, but basically what ends up happening here is right. If the enemy jungler is there, you die.
Yeah.
And you can't kill him. If you die here, it's really bad for you because you lose all these CS, which is a huge amount, right? It's like 2.5 way basically. Because you're also going to lose all these. You don't need to kill him because it doesn't benefit you much. And also you want to chunk him down without getting chunked too much yourself, right? Because you just based and he doesn't have a base up yet. What I would do instead is just thin out this wave. You don't need to go on him. Basically leave 4 creeps back or 3 creeps back or something like that.
Okay.
And then later on you can always keep him in here, right? Because he needs to stay. You're basically forcing him to base, which is what you want to do. And making you low. You need him to stay so you can deny him CS or kill him at one point. So basically every time you go on him here without killing him, it's bad. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you lose a lot of health.
So basically I just want him to stay because I can't kill him.
Yeah. If you could kill him, it's good. If you can't kill him, then you just want him to stay. Because then you can deny him much more. Like you're even considering basing right now because you're low, right? Which means you basically lose out a lot on this entire trade. And now you're kind of forced to push, but you can't push. Because you're low health, you want to lifesteal. But you can't push, so you're gonna stay low. And you're gonna have very low mana too. It's all just gonna put you in an awkward situation here, right? Imagine the enemy Cho'Gath spams Pink's top. He's like, this Jax is really low, right?
Well, I'm thinking like I have TP, so I can just like kind of freeze it, keep the freeze up, and then just TP back. Because now I'll have bilge, and I can like do a lot more and chunk more.
Yeah, of course, but what I mean is that you need to base before he comes back.
Uh-huh.
Because if Warwick comes up here, Then you're dead, basically.
Oh yeah, I fucked that up.
Yeah,
I think I took like a minion auto somewhere.
yeah, I saw it. Alright, so you're basing this... Okay, I guess. It's fine. You got your cutlass. I think at this point... how much money do you have?
I think I had enough for a pink ward, but I didn't buy.
Yeah,
I think
you
I
do.
had barely enough for a pink. Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now you should buy a pink ward, and then what you should try and do is keep the wave around this area. Here.
Uh-huh.
Have a pink ward down, and then call for your jungler to gank top. You guys can kill Cho'Gath really, really easy. He doesn't have any escapes at all. You know his flash is down. If jungler comes, he doesn't have a ward, he's dead, basically. Let's...
And if my jungler doesn't want to come gank, what do I do?
You just keep spamming ping him.
Keep it frozen?
Yeah, you just keep it around here and you just spam ping him until he comes. Like, basically just be an annoying bitch, you know? I don't like these engages all the time. Like, you keep trying to... How to say it? You keep trying to kill Cho'Gath 1v1, but you don't really need to kill him 1v1, right? Because every single time you do this, if the enemy jungler's there, you die.
Well, the enemy jungler showed mid, so...
But generally, still, I know he shows mid here, but still, this is something you did even when he wasn't showing mid. I don't know if you saw him mid, maybe you did. But generally, these plays are not that good, because now he's low again. He's gonna have TP advantage. He's gonna just base and TP back. You're gonna be low still.
Okay.
And you don't get the option to kill him, where it's much better to wait till you can't kill him, or till the jungler comes, and go for much smaller trades all the time. Because if you look at this puts you in a really awkward situation again.
Yeah.
And now you have to push it in. Again, if anyone comes top, support, mid, anyone, they can easily kill you, right?
Right.
And then your base. Oh, you're healing, that's fine too. That's actually pretty good. You're all-in him again. I still don't like any of these all-ins, basically. You're always trying to kill him. If Warwick is there, you most likely die again. And you lose all these CS while just chunking him down, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, you're making a trade to damage him while you're the one losing out for it. You're not really gaining anything from this. If it was the opposite situation, it's fine. If he was on the blue side, he's losing these creeps, completely fine. But basically right now you're just trading... I don't even know how many CS you lose. You lose 1, 2, 3. You lose 4 CS for getting some damage on him.
Right.
So yeah, basically I think you should just focus on how you want to play this lane out, how you want to get to kill him, and execute that. Basically how you want to do that this game is freeze around here, if you can, else shove in and then freeze around here. And then you have a ping ward up here at all times. Whenever a jungler comes, he's dead. Or he burns flash. And also I think if you're playing a matchup where you're playing a really strong champion like Jax, for example, you want to try and get jungle help. Like, you just want to abuse the ping spam, because getting the jungle help will allow you to carry as Jax, basically.
Isn't it better though, as like a top laner? Like, isn't it better to not get jungle help, because then they can, like, because my Sedge will get to do stuff like in bot lane and in top lane. Shouldn't you like, because my thinking is like it's like that philosophy where it's like the Korean playstyle where it's you're not relying on your jungler, rather you're trying to kind of like soak their jungler instead. You know that playstyle where it's like yeah, so it's like you're just trying to either like beat them 1v1, or you're trying to kill them, or you're trying to like absorb the enemy jungler and not die 1v2. Isn't that like a better playstyle, rather than like asking for your jungler's help all the time? Because then he can go and like help the other lanes in case they're losing.
I think it depends on what you're playing, right? Right now you're playing Jax against the Cho'Gath. He's very easy to kill for you. You want jungle help because Jax is a really snowbally champion. He gets extremely strong, then he gets ahead. Getting the first tower is easy if you kill top. Getting Herald is gonna snowball the game as well. So if you can get the top tower, you can get Herald, then you can get the mid tower or the bot tower. And also, if you get a kill on top lane, you can always TP bottom. Like, once you're ahead and you're much stronger than him, you can always TP bottom and make a 4-man play bottom, right? But right now you guys are somewhat kind of even. Another mistake you do here, which we talked about earlier, is the wave control. Again, you're kind of pushing, but you're pushing too early, right? Which is basically what we talked about earlier. You're pushing, but you can't shove it, so you don't ever want to push, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You always want to wait for the next wave, so it's closer to your tower.
Okay.
Like imagine that Cho'Gath had to be farming down here. You could just go on him again, or jungle could come and so on. Right now, he's just gonna sustain for free. You're basically letting him have an easy time. Like basically, if you jumped him there and he was down here instead, you could have killed him with a stun, right? And just chased him down, or forced a flash. How much mana do you have? You're pushing, that's fine. I think you should be based before on the last wave. Basically, you put yourself in a very dangerous position again. And you even end up getting eaten, right? I think then you shove.
I basically just didn't respect him here. I just figured that he was, like, since he played passive all game, he wouldn't go on me. So, yeah, that was just me being stupid, so...
Yeah, but I think basically whenever you shove, you have to have an idea behind it, right? Like you need to do something when you shove. You shove this wave. It's not really important what you do, but either you base, you check for vision, you get the crab, or you roam, right? Like you need to do something during this time. You end up.
My idea was like I just wanted to go back to base. After I think I was like really close to some. I'm not sure if I was really close to something. So.
You have enough money for a ward and your attack speed item. So you could have based. Your basing is completely fine, but I just mean...
I was going for Hextech, what's it called? Hextech Gunblade, because our team has like no AP, and I wanted to like have actual like AP, damage on our team, because we really have is a sedge. I wanted to have like Cho'Gath actually forced to buy some magic resist, rather than like going for Bork. Usually I go for Bork, but like in this scenario, I was thinking that Hextech Gunblade was a little bit better, just to add on to the magic damage. I don't know if that's correct, but
yeah,
because that's like Cho'Gath basically like stacks HP with his like passive and his like all his like items. He's just like a 5k HP monster. But I was thinking like since like our team is basically like pretty much all AD, that Bork would be less effective because it's like physical damage now, rather than magic damage. I don't know if that's better, but yeah.
I think that's fine. I think this entire play where you die actually starts from this play earlier. What you need to do is you need to know what you want to do, right? And at this point, you want to pressure him and you want to base for the gunblade item, right? Or not gunblade, but the smaller one, Hextech. Yeah. Basically, every wave is roughly 200 gold. So at this point, you should know that you need 2 waves, right? After this one. So you should slow push this one really hard, like slow push it really slowly. Then you slow push the next one as slow as possible as well. And then you hammer in the third one, right? Because that's the amount of money you want. That way you get a possibility to kill him if your jungler comes. You get the exact money you need. And also you're safe from ganks because you're going to be close to your tower. So the whole problem starts from you pushing this wave in, basically. Because you're pushing before you ever want to push. And then you push in the next wave, but you don't want to base yet, which you have to base at that point, right? Like basically, the second you shove this one, if you're weak, you have to base. Regardless of your money value. Like then you just have to be like, fuck it, I don't have enough money. It doesn't really matter so much what you buy in the early game. As long as you base in the correct times, it doesn't matter how much money you have. A lot of people greed for money, but it's really not a big issue. Because you can just buy 2 of the amplifying tomes and you'll be fine.
If I don't have that much money, shouldn't I buy boots and resistance item instead?
I think you can buy boots, resistance items, you can buy the amplifying tomes. It doesn't really matter that much. Personally, I think boots are extremely overrated in League of Legends. For example, walking from base to the tower, the only difference with boots is 3 seconds out of 30. So 1 every 10 seconds, right?
Okay.
Which doesn't really do much. So I think they're overrated. You don't need them, you can have them, they're okay. It's not really a big deal either way.
Yeah.
The basic thing is just that you base and you need to base and you buy items that you can, right? Right, so you die, you're running back. Your team dies, whatever. I think you should always value pink wards over boots, for example, here. You don't need the boots that much. Pink ward would have been better. Overall. Now, so you freeze the wave. This is fine. This freeze is actually really good because it doesn't TP. He loses out a lot on this. The only sad thing is you don't have a pink ward. Imagine if you pink water this bush, you tell Siswani to camp it. You're gonna have very easy, at least burn a flash top, right? Because you can't really respond to that.
I kind of fuck up the freeze here. Yeah.
Yeah, you fuck up the freeze bit. One thing you can do. Wait, I'll show you. Well, one thing you should do here is you push them back, then you go back towards the creep. You go in and out of the bush all the time. If you go in and out of the bush instantly, like small steps, you don't take any damage from creeps, basically. You reset the aggro so fast that they don't get to hit you.
I've never seen that before.
That's the thing you can do.
Because that's like what I was kind of trying to do, and then I've always like tried to, I was trying to go in and out, but usually I always take like at least a little bit of damage.
Yeah, you can, if you do it perfectly, you can do it without taking any damage, basically.
Could you show me after like what that looks like? Because I've never seen it done like, you know, like, because I've always taken like, because that's what I've always tried to do is like just go in and out like that, but I've always taken like at least like some damage, and the minion wave usually like that right there. I just fucked that up because of fucking shit, but like usually I always take like some damage at least from doing that.
Alright, so you shove it in, that's okay, it hits the tower, and then you just keep on pushing, that's fine. I still generally think you don't need to push the first wave, you can still just slow push this one, back here, and then just wait for the next one, because you don't know where Cho'Gath is yet. There's no reason to push, there's no reason to shove it in yet. If he's up here, he could have frozen the wave in front of his tower, which would basically fuck you up, right? Just get used to slow pushing more and then hard pushing more instead of doing in-between stuff. And hitting the towers as soon as possible with the waves.
Alright.
Alright, so you're split pushing, they're taking mid. Not really wrong, it's fine. Early in the game, they should never be able to get a tower anyways. So what you're doing is actually really good. I do think you're making one mistake though. While you're pushing all of this, you need to get a ward down, just in case, right?
Well, like, 4 of them were mids, and Cho'Gath couldn't kill me, so I didn't think it was like important to get a ward at that point in time.
Yeah, I just mean if somebody starts running towards top, right? You want the vision to hit the tower even more, you know? So basically just always get used to putting the ward down. It's not gonna make a difference in this scenario. But you never know exactly where everybody is. You're never gonna have full vision on them at all times, right? Like let's say Warwick ran top instead towards bot side. You'll have to start playing careful earlier than you need to. Alright, let's look. You fight him. See what happens here.
I just wanted the wave in, I think. I don't think I was actually like fighting him because I don't do enough damage yet to actually kill him. I need the gunblade spike to actually like really chunk him.
Yeah.
Because it takes because Cho'Gath has like I don't even know how much HP is that, but it's like a ridiculous amount. It's like 2k HP at this point. Which is...
2k and 4k. Trying to base, that's all fine. Still basing. You fuck it up a few times, but it's fine. You stay because you fuck it up, that's also really good. Then you're staying here. Like a big problem is you basically play that ward almost the whole game, right? You don't have ping wards, you don't really place your wards much. You have 2 in your inventory. You need to get used to playing more around vision. And fighting him, then you have advantages. Instead of just fighting him for the sake of fighting him.
Okay.
I do TP back. Your jungler is doing the worst gank. Like, I don't know if you ever played jungle, but basically, this gank fails 9 out of 10 times if they can't get into a bush.
Okay.
So it's really awkward gank, it's just bad. Here again.
Should I sit there?
I think you should slow push this one again.
Okay.
You always want to keep the wave close to you until you shove it. You're not.
My thinking here is so like I think Dragon was about to come up, and I didn't want to like freeze it there because then Cho'Gath would just have a TP to go to the team fight. So I wanted to hard push it so that he is forced to TP on me as well, so that it's a 4v4 like near Dragon rather than a 5v4. Because then my team would have basically just been forced to give up Drag.
It's not necessarily about not hard pushing it, right? You're basically going to do the exact same thing. The only difference is that you're going to freeze these minions till the next wave arrives, right? Like, you can kill the last one of these minions as the wave comes right here. That's no problem. But you just need to keep the wave as close to your tower as possible until you hard push. So,
Well, no, because I wanted to hard push immediately because I knew like he was out of mana and I knew he was gonna go back. So I was thinking like, oh, I should just like push it so that he's not down there for dragon because I'm not gonna be able to go down there for dragon, right? Because now he's like now he gets to TP and then I'm thinking, okay, now that he's here, I can just walk down and help my team with drag rather than like sitting up top and just like freezing all day because I'd feel useless.
yeah, but it's not necessarily about freezing all day, right? It's just about you keeping the wave down here till the next one arrives, and then you shove it anyways. It's basically just putting yourself in a safer position, right? Before you shove it. So you're gonna end up doing the exact same thing, if that makes sense.
Like, but why? So you're saying I should have just like held the wave and then waited for Cho'Gath to TP?
No. You wait till this wave arrives closer to you, like down here or something, and then you kill it. In most cases, does it make sense?
So I should have just waited for the next wave to get in here, and then fast pushed it.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you're in a better position, right? Like right now, you're up here. Let's say they don't go for dragon, Warwick comes top to try and gank you. It's possible. Maybe not in this scenario, but in a lot of scenarios, right? Now you're close to his tower. You're all the way up here, pushing it in to his tower. But you could just be down here, and you can never get ganked, right? You're completely safe at all times if you're down here.
So it's just always better to play like safe no matter what, even if yeah. So like it's just always better to play safe rather than like take any risks.
It's not necessarily about playing safe. It's just about keeping the waves closer to your territory where you have the strength, right? Because imagine that the wave is down here. Cho'Gath is dumb. He TPs on the wave. Your jungler's around. He's dead, you know? If that makes sense.
Okay, so it's just always better to keep the wave like on your side.
Yeah, until your hard pushes into the tower, yes, basically.
Okay.
In melee matchups especially. If you're ranged matchup, you generally just want to shove him in all times.
Alright.
So you're moving down. That's fine. I think you do one crucial mistake here. Basically, you shove him in, you move down to the team. You need to put wards down during that time. So you want to see if he's moving as well and where he is and so on.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you kind of end up in a weird situation where they kind of know where you are. They can all collapse on you if they want to. Like, they should know that you're here, right? Because you walked over a ward here. No, you didn't walk over this, but he saw you moving, at least. They could expect you to be around mid, and they could collapse on you here. And they even end up doing that, right? But I think the second you see Cho'Gath behind you, you need to back off a little bit.
Well, where should I have gone then?
Basically...
Well, I basically just get instigant, or not instigant, but like chain CZ'd and blown up here. But like at that point, like when I was like trapped in there, like where should I have gone?
So basically the whole problem comes from you're not seeing Cho'Gath moving, right? If Cho'Gath isn't here, you're fine. So if you put a ward here, you see him moving. When you see him moving, you're gonna expect, okay, they're gonna collapse on me. So you just literally walk away. You just, okay, we're not gonna take this fight anymore, because they know exactly where you are and they have the better position. You just get numb.
I just get it. Yeah, so we still win the fight though, because they're just like they blow a bunch of stuff for me and they're like kind of all grouped up. But yeah, I just basically just get popped and then see up there because because I got CC'd and fucking raped. So yeah. So just like ward like behind you and make sure that your ass is covered.
Yeah, exactly. Like just ward, and then you know what's happening. Like basically play around more with vision. Vision is really important. Once you get used to playing around vision, the game becomes so much easier. Alright, so let's look at this. Come out of base, you have your gunblade. You're happy now. You still don't have any pink wards. I think it's something really, really crucial that you always need. I would put a pink ward over boots or over longsword here.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what you do. You go top, you shove, that's fine. Take tower, that's
Is it better to pink the try or the river brush?
You mean this push, right? The try.
Yeah, the try.
The try brush, I would very rarely pink, and I would only do it if I'm much stronger than the opponent, and you want to invade in his jungle, right?
Okay.
Or if you want to dive him, then it's okay too.
What about a deep pink ward? Like
you mean over here something on the camps?
Like usually I pick it like so like go back to the red brush.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the one on top of that.
This one?
Yeah, usually I like to pick that one because it's usually like almost never killed and it sits there for like 10 minutes at least because like people usually don't check that one.
So basically, pinking here is completely fine. If you can get a pink ward here,
Uh-huh.
here is also a good spot because people don't clean that much. You can see the golems.
Uh-huh.
And down here is good. This one is almost never good. It's very rare. Only in the scenario I described earlier. This is really good. So I think this one's completely fine.
Okay. Is there any way I should? Is there any reason I should ever pink the red brush? Is that one good?
I pink this one sometimes if I can't get it in here and I want to have a pink one on the bush. I don't think there's a big difference because both can get cleaned. And they do similar job. This one's slightly better, but apart from that, there's no big difference.
Okay.
Alright, so let's look at this. What is your goal at this point? Like, what do you want to do in the game?
I just want to get strong enough that I can just keep split pushing. I think.
No, but I mean, like, right now, in this moment, what
Oh,
do you
right
want to
now, I was just thinking just grab the tower because it's low.
do? And afterwards?
Afterwards, just jump on him and see if I can chuck him out because I have gunblade at this point. I fucked up really hard there because I W'd what's it called a minion as opposed to actually hitting W on Cho'Gath, and then I just lose a bunch of damage there.
I think this play is bad, mainly because you're not much stronger than him. You don't have enough vision to do this, and you don't need to kill him. Like, you're basically looking for kills a lot of the time, instead of looking for advantages without killing, right?
Okay.
Right here, you go on him. You have no vision. They can just collapse on you. You have literally no knowledge, and your team doesn't have any pressure on the map. They're getting pushed in, doing nothing right now, and one guy's dead. So you're basically fighting in his territory, with him having advantage, his team having pressure, without needing to be trying to kill him, right?
Okay.
And his entire team just walks in.
So always look for small advantages rather than kill advantages or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, kills should be something you get. But when you're in your territory, he does something stupid. You're stronger. It's not something you should be seeking so much.
So it's like a bonus rather than a goal.
Pretty much. Like, the only times you want to seek for kills is, let's say you push this guy in, you're playing Jarvan or something, right? You roam down to mid. You want to kill the mid laner, right? Because you have more numbers. You're 2 versus 1. Those kills are really good. In the top lane, your jungler comes up. You're 2 versus 1. You look for the kill, right? Or you take a kill if he's being an idiot, but you don't really look for the kill, just 1v1. It doesn't make much sense, because then you put yourself in a really awkward situation. Let's see what happens. Coming out of base. Where do you want to go on the map right now?
I should just be going bot, I think. Well, Zed's already there, so usually at this point in time, I usually just go bot and just start splitting. But since we have a Zed, like he's already taken that role, so I guess I just try to recruit my team.
I think one thing you do really well here is you run straight mid. That way you can help your team faster. Top is pushing to it anyway, so you don't need to be top until it's to your tower. You can go top, but you don't need to be there. So if your team is fighting, always just move towards your team at that point until you need to be top. You almost save a teammate, which is nice. You're fighting. You kill one guy, that's good. I don't think you should be chasing here. You don't end up chasing, that's fine as well. You just walk. That's actually really good. And then let's see how you control these waves.
Should I have frozen it there? Or because Zed was bot lane and I was thinking like, okay, Zed's bot lane, I want to pressure my tower.
So regarding freezing and pushing, what you need to think about is where do you want the waves to be and what do you want to do. So I assume here you want to push into his tower, right?
Yeah, I just want to push into his tower and then like maybe grab a jungle camp or something on his side.
So basically what you want to do is you want to push this wave in a way that makes the next wave hit around here instead of down here, right? So all you need to do is make sure the enemy waves is around here, and then you hard push that one, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So what you do here is you hard push this one, which ends up putting you literally in the perfect position, right? I think you make one small mistake. It's not a big
I didn't plan that, just so you know.
Yeah, I know you didn't plan it, but that's why. But I think you make one small mistake. Here you walk to these creeps to push them faster. Just let them come to you.
Okay.
Like it's a small difference, right? But if somebody comes to gank, that difference can save your life, right? It's like you could have been over here instead. It's no big difference, but it could have like helped a little bit. Another thing, if you're pushing these kind of waves, what you want to try and do is kill the back creeps first, because that means you can easily get away, right? Does it make sense?
Oh, yeah.
You're killing the front creeps, which makes you in a dangerous position later on, right? And you're gonna do the exact same job. Alright, you're fighting him. He's trying to kill him. I think it's okay because you want to hard push. It's okay, and you do the camps, which is also okay. I think if you want to do this camp as Jax, you should just stand down here because you can just wall over and jump. But other champs where you're standing is fine. And the problem is that he's much stronger at this point. You can't actually do much to him. I see you guys finding nothing really happening here. Like, it's just mechanical. Just wait till you base.
Yeah, right there. Basically, like I was hitting red buff instead of a Warwick, and then Warwick just like gets healed up from the Janna. And
yeah. I think this kind of thing is not that important because it's mechanical. Like, I can't tell you what you should do here, right? Because it's different scenarios every single time. Sure, you could have played this better, but it's not really something I can coach and help you with. I think staying is fine. You could have killed him just slightly off mechanically, and that ended up getting guys killed. But it's not really a big problem. In what you did, is more the execution that was the problem, right?
Right.
Which means it's completely fine play. It's good to do. Alright, so before you fought Cho'Gath, you're weaker than him. What is your plan right now? Because you're weaker than him.
Get my Trinity Force spike, and then I should be strong enough to duel him.
Okay. You're moving mid. That's fine. You have TP up. In this case, you should be bottom because your TP is up and Baron is up.
Okay.
Also, dragon is spawning. Which means you guys just want to go fight for the dragon, right? See what happens. Just go fight for the dragon. You lose. You get it. Set steals. Nice.
Yeah.
At this point, what you want to try and do is farm up for your Trinity Force. You're still much weaker than Cho'Gath in 1v1. But you're even weaker in a team fight, right? So if you can keep Cho'Gath bottom, it's good. But you don't want to necessarily fight him if he goes bottom. I don't think you should go mid here. You should just go straight bottom.
Just straight bottom? Okay.
Yeah, because you guys end up putting yourself in a situation where, first of all, you're 4 people. Second of all, Cho'Gath is more useful than you in a team fight, so keeping him away from the team fight is good. And you guys are not fighting for a reason here, you know?
Yeah. Because I think the reason Thresh kept going in here is because Sejuani kept pinging on her way, even though she's like halfway across the map.
Yeah.
And then I guess Thresh just didn't see that she was halfway across the map, so I guess he just like kind of runs in.
Yeah, but basically you should just have been bottom. You guys end up chasing.
Because I realized after I was like, why am I here? Why am I not just splitting as Jax?
Yeah. And then you go towards top instead, which is also a mistake, right? Because you have TP, you should be bottom.
Okay. So whenever you have TP, just like run bottom.
How to say it? Whenever you have TP, you want to be on the opposite side of whatever objective you want to go for. If you want to go for enemy blue buff, you stay top. If you want to go for dragon, you top. If you want to go for baron or red buff, you're bottom, right?
Okay.
So basically just play away from your team. He end up dying. This situation again, you walk up top, you don't put down wards, and you just end up getting clipped because of it, right?
I think I had I don't know if you can check how many wards. I think I only had 1 there. Yeah, I only have, so like I don't really like to play like my last ward because like, and then like if I don't have a ward, I don't have like a reliable escape a lot of times on Jax because like ward hopping is like any direction. Whereas like if I don't have a ward, I can only hop to minions.
I think
so. Like a lot of times, I feel like that feels safer to me. I don't know if it's correct, but that usually like I find that if I have a spare ward, like if I had 2 wards there, I feel like I would have placed one in the red brush, and then kept the second one to jump to, because like if I only have 1, it just feels really unsafe to me to not have like a free ward hop, because I can't really like go in any direction, because like if I only have minions, Cho'Gath can like kind of predict it and rupture it, just like rupture the minions where I want to jump. as opposed to like if I have just like a ward, I can jump anywhere I want. You know,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that, I don't know if that's correct, but
I understand. Right here, I would say you should ward at this location because that
okay,
gives you vision from this side and this side. The minion wave is right here, which is perfect for you
okay,
because you can scout down here, right? You see them if they come from this area. You see them from this area, which means the only way they can ever gank you, which is also very unlikely, is going all the way through here and up, which almost nobody will do in this situation, right? So having one ward here is gonna keep you safe. If you see the opponent, you don't need to ward jump away because you can just walk away, right?
okay.
But basically now you don't see the opponent, they're just gonna walk up behind you, and your ward jump won't matter anyways. If you had spotted him here, you would never die, right? Because you just walk backwards. But at this point, there's not really anything you can do. Oh, you actually managed to get away anyways. I think he could have killed you. But that's interesting. I'd say pushing. After this wave, I'd say you should go bottom instantly. Pushing fast is fine, because you can't push into tower anyways, ever. Just base and go bottom. Do you have enough money?
I think I'm barely short of. I think we make a Baron call here. I'm not. Yeah, I think we just like go on Baron.
Yeah. I would say this ban call is really bad. You should call it off because you know you're weaker than Cho'Gath, right? In the team fight scenario, you'll always be weaker than him. You guys can win a fight, but there's no point taking a fight where you're at a huge disadvantage because you're tanking Baron. Cho'Gath is stronger than you. Your team would be better off in a 4v4.
Okay.
So basically everything points towards you not wanting to do this. I don't know if it works out for you guys or not, but
I mean, it doesn't work out great. Like we get the Baron, but we lose 3 people, so it's not.
So basically, it's not the end of the world here, right? It works out decent, but imagine that Warwick stole it, then you guys were ahead and you guys were lost your entire lead.
Yeah. Okay.
So it actually works out good for you guys considering the circumstances, I would say. It's much better than I would have hoped for. But you don't really want to be in this situation to begin with. And you should call it off because you know you're much weaker than Cho'Gath.
Okay.
Basically, any 5v5 that you don't need to take if you're weaker than an opponent in a 5v5 is bad because you can be bottom and pushing. Especially if you have TP up and he doesn't, right? Because even if you're weaker, you can always push and he will have to go bottom, even though you don't want to fight him. And then you can make a TP play. Or run up or something. Let's see what happens.
I think they just like overdive and then they just like all die. I think I think I TP behind for Lucian. Pretty sure. Yeah.
I think you make a mistake, right? Because you have home guards, you have TP ready. You don't want to chase these guys because if the opponents lose this team fight, you won't catch them, right? By running towards them. So you need to stay in base and wait. And if you would decide you want to TP, then you TP. Because then you're gonna have the movement speed. Instead,
because I thought like halfway through, I thought like maybe I would have enough speed from home guards to actually catch up, and then I realized halfway through, oh, I'm not fast enough, so I just TP behind. Yeah.
Basically, how it makes sense is that if the enemies are winning the fight, you run out and fight them. If they're losing the fight, you sit in base until you TP, if you want to TP, right? Because if they start running, you'll never catch them. So basically at this point, you see they start running. You don't want to leave the base at this point. You just run back to the base and then look for the TP. The second they start running. So you TP, you don't have the home guards. Else it's a good play. Like everything's perfect aside from the home guards. You're kind of afraid of them here if you look at your mechanics, right? You're kind of trying to run into him where you don't need to. You want to just more likely block him off, right?
So I should. What should I do here? Should I just like walk towards him, stand still? Like how should I be moving towards the Lucian at this point?
But basically, if I were you, what I would do, I'd use my gunblade on him, walk backwards. If he eats into you, I'd activate stun, right? Because then you can just kill him. You can slow him and just literally walk backwards a bit. Another thing you do is you're walking straight through him instead of staying on the top side of him, right? So you don't actually block him off. I think he
So I should be so I should just be like walking not towards him, but like kind of making him back off and like hesitant so that my team can catch up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you need to make sure the stun hits no matter what. Like that stun needs to hit, right? It's super easy for you to hit it. But you walk through him, he E's, and then Lulu ultimates him, which stops your stun, right? But you could just stood behind him, and then it'll always hit. Or at the end of the duration, you can Q on him, right? Without going close to him. Because if you don't go close to him, Lulu ulti won't fuck you. So now it just ends up missing as this weird situation where you missed your skill shot. Or you stunned for no reason, right? I think if you played it the opposite way, you would have caught Lulu as well, without using Ghost. You still catch her, use Ghost, it's fine. You get the kill. So it ends up being the same situation, but you could have done it cleaner, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, here I die because I'm autistic.
That's unfortunate, but let's not talk about that play. That can happen to all of us. Alright. So, what do you want to do at this point, right? You're a stronger split pusher, most likely. What's your goal?
Go what? Wait. I think I'm not. I can't see timers on this, so I know Dragon's coming up, so I think.
Dragon's
I think
1 minute.
is 2 minutes away from spawning, something like that. So it's like I think my TB is not up yet, so I just want to split push though, because Cho'Gath's still like better than me in team fights because he's like a huge fucking monster and he doesn't die. But I think we get like a pick here because I don't actually remember this. Oh, Cho'Gath TPs, and then I think we all just go on him, but he's like just way stronger.
I think looking for a pick is okay, but your team plays it really badly. Like basically,
like our team comp is just like Thresh, Sejuani, and Zed. So I'm thinking like I'm pretty sure like we're not gonna win a straight up 5v5. So like I feel like the only way we're gonna win is through picks, or through because like when this doesn't work out, I think I just like okay fuck this, I'm split pushing because initially I'm thinking I should just be with my team so we can actually get a pick, rather than like try to split push. But
I think in this situation, first of all, your team doesn't want to engage there. It doesn't make any sense to fight here in the first place. It's really dumb. You should be top in the first place because you don't really want to fight there. It doesn't make any sense. Catching somebody, if you can't catch, is okay. But then you need to catch them and kill them, right? But nobody's close then Sejuani goes in. So at that point, it's already doomed. Because he goes in alone. Jin is down here and Zed is all the way in Africa, right? So it's never going to work. What your team wants to do is actually go bottom. You go top. You just shove in Cho'Gath at all times. If he ever TPs to the team, sure you don't have TP, right? But if he ever TPs, then you take 2 towers. If he doesn't TP, then your team is 4v4, which is really good for you guys. Because Cho'Gath is strong.
So when you're like, is there any scenario where, because usually like when I'm slow pushing on Jax, I just like, I tell them I'm slow pushing and then like I never TP. Is there like a reasonable situation where I should TP?
If you think you win the team fight by TPing, then you should TP. Basically, you look at the comps, you look at how strong your team is, how strong you are, and everything. If you believe you will win the fight, then you always TP, right? If you think you can get a catch, then you TP and win the fight. If you don't think you win the fight, then you just say, team, you fucked up. I don't give a fuck, right?
Okay.
Because basically, if your team fucks up and you TP and you die as well, then you just lose more than if you took a tower too, right? And sure, some teammates will wait on you for that, but who cares?
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Who cares about them? Alright, so you guys lost the fight. At this point, it's gonna be very hard for you guys to win. They get a fire dragon. That's fine. I think at this point you still need to just go top. You're going mid. Okay, now you're going top. That's fine. One problem here is, first of all, Dawn's Blade or Corrupting Potion is never good enough for what's called a pink ward. You should always sell one of those and get a pink ward.
Okay.
If you're split pushing, you always need to have a pink ward, else you can't do it basically.
Okay.
Now let's look. You're pushing this again. This one you're pushing too hard. But basically we already covered that, right? But you want to have the next wave hit over here instead of down here.
Yeah.
Also, one good thing about that is a lot of players in your era, from what I've noticed, don't know how to handle that, right? So if you slow push it here, Then the only thing they do is they're like, oh, top wave, there's a long time till it hits the tower. So you get a surprise push and you get a lot of extra auto attacks in, right? It even works for you right here because Cho'Gath is mid for some reason, which is really bad for him. Your team shouldn't be fighting them, which is your team's fault. But you're doing the perfect play here. And Cho is actually fucking up really hard. Like this is terrible from the enemy team, and this is really good from your team. Right, you even get the inhibitor, right? This is the most perfect situation you can be in. Let's see what happens. I think this is. Oh, you're catching. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to. Yeah, because this fucker is just like he's got like 3 gajillion HP, so it takes like the whole team to like just chop him down.
Yeah. I thought you were TPing for the tower, which would have been bad. TPing to try and kill him is really good.
No.
Yeah, this is good. If you can kill him, it's really, really good. If you can't kill him and you lose, then that's unlucky, right? But overall, the mindset behind the play is really good. Execution is fine. You managed to kill him, that's good. You win the fight. Like, basically, this is just perfect play, right? Because you can make a catch and you kill him. And now you guys can end the game as well.
Yeah, the in-him respawn, so. So like I should just be like playing a lot safer and more pink boards and more vision and just let the wave hit me, slow push a little bit more, try to freeze around my side of the thing, and what else?
One thing is in laning phase, you should try more to let him walk towards you when you fight him, instead of queuing on him or like jumping to him with any champion, right? Same thing if you're playing ranked, like you don't really want to jump to him unless you can kill him. You want him to just come to you.
Okay.
Because in those cases, he will.
So like when he pops up to me, I can like auto attack him and hit him with my alt passive rather than like queuing on him and hitting him with it.
Like the only times you want to queue on people, like let's say you're Jax against a ranged champion, right? You stack your ultimate 2 times, then you Q W, you do a lot of damage. That's fine, right? And it's fine to do trades like that. But if it's a melee versus melee champion, and you can just wait for him to come to you, then there's no reason to go on him, because you just put yourself in a really awkward situation.
Okay.
I'm gonna write down all the things I think you need to focus on.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna see if I can get an NA count at one point. Maybe we can do some 1v1 so I can show you the laning phase and what I mean with the styles. It doesn't really matter if this is a jungler, because you can still show the thought process behind it, right?
Right.
Or maybe I can find some clips of my own games where I can show how you can do it and how you can abuse people, right?
Okay.
You need to know what you want to do. Example, split push. And also one thing I noticed you do a lot, right? Then you want to push in the opponent in a split push situation. You need to know if you actually want to kill him, if that is your job in that case, or if your job is simply to keep him there, push him in, and roam, or like you need to know exactly what your job is, right? Often it felt like you didn't know what you wanted to do, and you just kind of went for him randomly. In a lot of situations where it didn't make sense, where you didn't need to do that for the team. What else is there? But yeah, basically what I'm thinking with the coaching is we're gonna do it like once a week-ish, something like that.
Okay.
And then I can follow your progress and everything. The first guy I coached, which was like 4 or 5 days ago, I actually went from Diamond 4 to Diamond 3 already.
Okay.
Like he basically had barely lost a game since the coaching session, which is pretty interesting. But what do you say about next week, same time?
Sure.
That sounds good. And then maybe if I don't like too much on NA, I can do some 1v1s with it as well. and show you some situations, so I can get some clips ready, which would be sweet. But you're gonna put all of this in YouTube as well, or?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I was thinking like rather than doing it like one at a time, I was thinking I was just gonna like because we're gonna do a bunch of sessions. I was just gonna like condense it down, like all our sessions down to one video, rather than releasing it like week by week. If that's fine.
No, of course, that's cool. I was just wondering like exactly what you want to do and if you wanted something specific.
No. I just I just wanted to like have like you know like one entire video of like sort of like a progression video rather than just like a one like this week that week because you're uploading the full VODs on your channel, so there's no real point of me uploading the exact same VOD.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was just gonna do like one entire sort of thing. So yeah.
Wait, what's your op.gg again?
It's just Dompop. This is exactly like just how my name is spelled. Well, no space.
It works regardless. Sweet. Yeah. No, it's basically just because I want to be able to follow it, right? I think it's better if you follow all the people. So I have a coaching folder. But in that case, I assume that's it for today.
Okay.
It's a lot of
thanks.
fun, man. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay. So next week, same time. Yes. How many games do you want me to play like every day? Because I usually like I don't basically like the way like my schedule is set up is I usually do like a lot of like video editing and like replays and stuff before I start like actually playing games. Because usually like on sometimes I don't actually play games. I usually just like work on videos. So how many games a day should I like be playing at least?
I don't think it matters how much you play a day. I think it's more about how much you play a week, right? Like if you play however much you want to play a week, it's fine. Like 20 games a week is good. I assume like most people play around that if they do content creation anyways. Like as I can see, you're playing a shit ton of games anyways, right? So I don't think that's a problem at all.
Well, that was just yesterday. Like that was just like because I knew we were going to be doing this, so I just like grinded out like a bunch of games. Like before, yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll be fine. Like just like 3 games a day is generally okay.
Okay. So is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks, dude. I will see you next week then, I guess.
Yeah, see you, bro.
Right. Yeah. Oh, one more thing. Can you give me your like stuff so I can plug it when I'm actually making the video and stuff?
Yeah, of course. I'll just give you everything in over Skype or email. Which do you prefer?
Whatever you want me to plug, like just either your Twitch or your Twitter or whatever it is,
right.
Or like all of them. So.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks, bro.
All right. So see you next week then.
See you next week.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.
Wait 1 second. I need to.